All clear.
Okay, Linus. So yeah, we're trying out Project Motor Racing with all the hate that it's receiving. I can say one thing, there's definitely some settings that comes out of the box that aren't right. I've been playing around with it a bit. It's better. It's not where I want it to be. But yeah, the feeling is better. So starting off with the Miata and get a feel for it and see how it goes. But so far, it's not bad. It's definitely not perfect. It's unfinished, that's for sure. I think they rushed the release, probably due to financial pressure. But it's not the worst, that's for sure. I'm waiting for some of the more clever oaks to come and figure out all the force feedback settings that you need to set on the Fanatic wheels. But yeah, the force feedback is not too bad. I'd like some more strain as you go into a corner. There's quite a bit of detail going over the this rumble strips. And one thing that I did struggle with, and I eventually figured out what you need to change, is the brake pedal was way too sensitive. Kept locking up the brakes. So figured out what to set there. Now it's a lot better. I feel like I can actually tail brake, which I struggle with in Gran Turismo. But this is definitely not an on-rails game. There's movement, but to be honest, it's like a real car behaves, or similar. Obviously, if you go off the grass onto the grass, then it becomes very shaky. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I hope that it gives you some insight into the game. Well, currently P6, but it wasn't a great lap. Yeah, look, Kennels, it's
5 minutes remaining in the session.
It's far from perfect, but I do think if you support the guys, it can go from strength to strength. as you can see, you're hard on the brake. There's actually some movement, as you would expect. Unsettles the car, but doesn't just brake in a straight line. That I can appreciate.
Fastest car in the session.
Because a real car definitely behaves like that. Um, 80% Kenos, but I feel I need to up it a bit. 100, they were destroying me. I think I'm going to set it to 85, and that should be right there to challenge me, but also not be overly difficult. There's a bit of understeer there. Yeah, but Kenos, you in
Final minutes of the session.
you're in a different league than I am. So yeah, I think 95 will be quite challenging for you. Maybe even 100. Go straight for authentic. Well, like the effect of the tire bits on the
End of session. Checkered flag this lap.
We can definitely test it out. Let's see. Got some good drive out of that corner. The shifting of the weight in the car is definitely noticeable. And there we go. P1. But that doesn't say a lot.
What a lap!
Yeah, I think I need to up the AI a bit. I'll see if I can do it mid-career. I hope so. But yeah, let's do the race. So interesting thing about the racing is that you cannot rev up the car with the handbrake as in Gran Turismo. Oh yeah, that's another thing. we can represent Europe, North America, or Australia, but yeah. So I picked Europe, so it's the British flag, unfortunately. But yeah, as I said, pulling off the line, you can't use the handbrake, so you need to have a clutch, which is obviously authentic. Yeah, luckily I've got a clutch, so let's see how we can get off the line here. Ah, this guy had a much better pull away. Oh. As you could see, braking into that corner, it pushed the nose. Also behavior that you would expect. And cold tires, yes, 100%.
Track limit violation. Officials are aware.
Okay. And that means what? It's just a warning, it seems. Seems like the car has some damage in front of me. I don't know how he got some damage. Maybe it was in the practice or the qualifying. Don't know if you noticed the movement on the braking there. Rubbing a bit of paint. Oh. every time in that corner I break myself.
You're currently the fastest on track.
Pushing way too hard there.
Track limit violation. Officials noted it.
Performance isn't bad. I must say I am running on a PS5 Pro, but yeah, definitely don't have any performance issues. Oh, this front left, it's getting hot. I have to dial in the force feedback settings. The car is behaving as you expect, but I don't feel it through the steering wheel. Some of it I do, but not everything. Would like to feel the understeer. Can feel the back end coming loose. And that weight transfer you can definitely feel.
White flag, last lap. You're leading, keep it together and take the win.
Felt that braking there also. And you can feel the bumps in the road as well.
Officials found a track limit violation.
Yeah, I need to up the difficulty a bit. Did a better lap in quali. Went 116 something, I can't remember exactly, but...
You are the race winner! Fantastic result, incredible drive.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, look, it's not bad at all. It's not as bad as some people go on. This is the Mazda MX-5. I think what I'll do now is just go into a race weekend. We know the hypercars are completely broken. So let's see if we go. Let's try this M3 GTR. Let's go around Kailami. And that is so happy about that. Iconic track, and being a South African, why would you not want to race on at Kailami? Let's see how this feels. I haven't driven these cars yet.
All clear.
Definitely a lot more livelier. Oh, damn. And there goes my steering. That's got nothing to do with the game. Let me just restart my steering wheel. Hold on. Turn to the pits. Just want to check tire and chassis setup. There we go.
Hammer down now.
Like the fact that you can hear the brakes squealing. And the gearbox whine is also very prudent. Tires is cold.
Five minutes to go.
Well, Yeah, I would definitely like to feel the tires load up in the corners, but I'm pretty sure that's just a setting. I think if they just added descriptions to each option, it would, and how it affects. There I got. That will be a great help if they can just add descriptions. Okay, well that AI actually braked. Yeah, the wheel needs to just load up so you can simulate those G's.
Left. Checkered flag is out. Session finished. Watch your speed. Don't overshoot the box.
And that's exactly what I did. so on to next session. I'm going to skip the qualifying.
Didn't set a time, so we'll be at the back.
Let's see. If we start from the back, how it goes.
Good luck, mate.
Well, must put it in gear first. Let's do an SMA corner 1. That's on damage. Kind of like the fact that the car moves under braking. Just came from road race season. That's the reason for the argy-bargy. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely not undrivable, as some would go on. I think the force feedback needs some work. Or maybe it's just settings. I don't know. I think the default settings is very bad. I'm going to read up a bit on this. Oh, oh, my rear tire is 107 degrees. Don't brake in that corner. There's definitely potential in this game. If I compare this against a Assetto Corsa, which I know is a massive technical game, I can already say that this is going to be much more fun racing. Whoa. It doesn't look like
Track
doing
limit
that.
violation confirmed by officials.
Almost went off. organize a better lap.
You committed a track limit violation. Halfway mark.
Let's see if I can catch up with those guys. And there goes my steering wheel again.
Officials found a track limit violation.
This is quite annoying. So through those bumps.
Leaders behind you, blue flag.
Ah, there we go. All right, I'm gonna call that a race. Steering wheel is frozen up again. Gonna go check if there's not any updates, perhaps. But yeah, that's a little bit of a project motor racing. Game definitely needs some work, that's for sure. It's not in a perfect state. I can't really expect that it's in a perfect state. I don't think there's any sim racing game that has released in the perfect feel and everything being perfect. But I think there's a base to work off here. It's not as bad as everybody's saying it is. I do feel that the force feedback needs some work. Whether that's settings that needs to be set, I don't know. There is a lot of settings, but not a lot of explanations. So I'm gonna look on the internet, just get something, a good base, and then you can tweak it according to your own liking. But yeah, enjoying it so far. It's definitely, it's not as hardcore as Assetto Corsa, but it's also not as arcadey as Gran Turismo. So I think it's going to be a good middle ground. And based on this M3 GTR, very lively car, I think it's going to be exciting racing. So yeah, I'll try and stream again, and you're welcome to join again and have a look if you're sitting on the fence in getting the game. I'm definitely not going to try and convince you. I understand why people feel the way they do. It is a lot of money to take a chance on a game that might not get to the point where it should be. But yeah, if we have no hope, then yeah, I don't think we'll ever get ahead. And so I'm hoping the devs do put in the effort and see this through. Alright, see you guys again. Cheers everybody.